Okay, so today we're talking about a plant that doesn't just grow, it thinks, it strategizes. It's a botanical that seems to have its own built-in battle plan for one of the toughest diseases out there. Let's get right into it. First things first, you have to understand the enemy. We talk about a cure for cancer, but it's not one thing. It's more like a shapeshifter, a super complex, multifaceted problem that has a dozen different ways to survive, to resist treatment, and to grow. And that complexity is exactly why a single target drug so often falls short. So the big question is, how do you possibly fight an enemy that has so many different tricks up its sleeve? Well, the latest research suggests you need a strategy that's just as clever, something that can fight on multiple fronts at the exact same time. And that is where this little guy comes in. Scientists are now digging into ancient botanicals, and they found a candidate that seems to have exactly that, a built-in, multi-pronged strategy. This is Gynostemma pentaphyllum. So let's get formally introduced to our candidate. You probably know it by its more common name, Jiaogulan. Now, Jiaogulan is no newcomer. It's been a cornerstone of traditional Chinese medicine for literally centuries, used for all sorts of things. But what's really exciting is that modern science is now exploring its incredible potential for its anti-cancer properties. And we're talking about major ones, like breast, lung, prostate, and colon cancers. And here's where it gets really wild. This isn't just one magic chemical. Researchers have found over 230 distinct bioactive compounds inside this single plant. Think about that. It's like a natural, pre-packaged chemical arsenal. And the four-star generals leading that arsenal? They're a special class of plant compounds called saponins. And in Jiaogulan, they go by the name gypenosides. These are the compounds that scientists believe are the primary drivers behind its powerful effects. So that brings us back to its battle plan. You see, the research is showing that Jiaogulan doesn't just do one thing. It wages a coordinated, multi-front war on cancer cells. In this visual, well, it shows you exactly that. I know, it looks complex, but that's the whole point. It shows how all those different compounds, the gypenosides, are targeting multiple weak points all at once. You can see it hitting the cell's ability to divide, forcing it to self-destruct, blocking its invasion routes, and even cutting off its energy supply. All at the same time. It's a total systematic takedown. So how does it actually pull off this complicated plan? Well, we can break it down into three main tactics. Tell the cancer cells to stop growing, starve them of their fuel, and then force them to self-destruct. Let's run through the execution. First, it slams on the brakes of cancer's out-of-control replication. That's called cell cycle arrest. Then, it goes a step further and triggers apoptosis, which basically means it flips a self-destruct switch inside the malignant cells. At the same time, it starves the tumor by cutting off its main fuel line, a process called inhibiting glycolysis. And finally, it builds a firewall, actively blocking the cancer's ability to spread and invade healthy tissue. But Jiaogulan's strategy isn't only about direct attacks. It also does something absolutely critical. It rallies the body's own troops. It acts as an immune modulator, which is just a fancy way of saying it's like a coach for your immune system, helping your body fight its own battle more effectively. And how does it do that? By waking up the body's elite special forces. We're talking about a boost to natural killer cells, T lymphocytes, and macrophages. These are the critical soldiers in your immune system that are supposed to find and destroy abnormal cells, and Jiaogulan helps them do their job better. Okay, so the science behind the mechanism is super impressive, right? But what does this actually look like in the real world? Let's get to the evidence from clinical observations. And the results, they are absolutely striking. In one study, the rate of cancer spread, metastasis, in the control group was over 55%, but in the group treated with a Jiaogulan formula, that rate plummeted to just 8.5%. I mean, that's not just a small improvement, that is a massive, game-changing difference. This quote from the actual research paper really says it all. The conclusion? Treatment led to significant reductions in cancer relapse and metastasis rates, plus reduced mortality and improved immune function. This is powerful stuff, backing up the idea that both the direct attack and that immune system boost are working in tandem. So let's bring it all home. What's the big takeaway here? What do we need to remember about this plant that fights back? Well, the story of Jiaogulan really makes you think, doesn't it? It suggests that the answer to a really complex modern disease might just lie in an ancient solution that mirrors that same complexity. Instead of searching for a single silver bullet, maybe what we really need is a coordinated, intelligent strategy. And that leaves us with one heck of a question. Could nature, which has been creating complex chemical systems for millions of years, already hold the blueprints for the next generation of therapies?